How's it going? Moon Dust here. Let's talk about all the games happened on Saturday, December 18th. We got 7 games. A lot of players are out due to COVID protocols in and out of the lineup. There are a lot of opportunities for you to pick up players and stream them. I would say, like, for now, because so many games are getting canceled, so many players are in and out, I would just wait till the tip off. Like, I would wait till the late late day and see if people are actually playing. Otherwise, you don't waste a waiver pickup. Let's talk about the first game. The Rockets beat the Detroit Pistons. A lot of guys are out on this squad. Christian Wood came back, played 30 minutes. Pretty good game. 21, 8 rebounds, 7 block. And Sengun with Christian Wood, they did play together a little bit. 22 points, but Kenny Martin Jr. got majority of the minutes. Kenny Martin Jr., if he gets 28 to 30 minutes, he's the must roster. He can block shots, grab rebounds, a pretty decent, guy, and grab a bunch of defensive stats as well. Well, Sengun only played 22 minutes, still an okay line in 22 minutes, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks. But we've seen that already with Christian Wood around. Sengun just gonna hover around that 20 minutes, on the high side he might play 23, on the low side 17, 18 minutes a night. That doesn't make him a must roster. You could for sure stream him. Jayshawn Tate, another great game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. I think he could be rostered. Really good field goal, rebound, and some defensive stats. Christopher, a lot of young Rockets guys, if they continue, Josh Christopher gets 30 minutes, he could be a good fantasy player. But guys will come back soon. Before they do, I think we could also stream him. Garrison Matthews, sure, he just got a big contract. What is his contract? Is it 4 years? Yep. So he signed well, they didn't say how much it is, but good to see him. Last year on the Wizards, he wasn't. He was playing great defense, a really good sharpshooter. This year on the Rockets, the past, ever since Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. went down, he's been playing super well. 3 steals here, a block, 4 threes, a must roster guy. We'll see what happens when guys come back, but for now, he's a must roster, and you want to trade him for any value. Same thing with Eric Gordon. You could stream him and get rid of him once guys start coming back. And we look at the Detroit Pistons. Hamidou Diallo. We know this guy gets 30 minutes. He put up pretty good numbers. For now, the minutes he's inconsistent. Jeremy Grant is going to be out for 6-7 more weeks. There's really nobody that, I guess Sadiq Bey, he was getting 30 plus minutes anyways. Probably, just Kate Cunningham getting more usage. I don't really see anybody benefit that much. Sadiq Bey played well. You could roster him, but it's pretty low ad value and inconsistent. Really good game here, actually. His best game of the season, 23 points, a steal and a block. But all season long, he hasn't really done much. If they have a good schedule, if we need points, 3 rebounds, I would stream him. Isaiah Stewart in for some foul trouble again, but 16 and 8 with 1 block in 20 minutes is not bad at all. Kellyanne Hayes, wow, also a decent game. But again, I wouldn't read too, because this game was against the Rockets. Even though Rockets got the win, they've been playing super well. Not a lot of NBA talent. I guess all these guys in the NBA, but like guys like Josh Christopher, if everybody's healthy, he won't even get minutes, right? A couple of guys were like that. So both Kellyanne Hayes and Kate Cunningham had a great game. Kellyanne Hayes, if you need assists and steals, in category least for sure. And Kate Cunningham, another great game. 21 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. If you're pounding turnovers, great. Just roster him, hold him. If you're not pounding turnovers, try to sell him for top 40 player if I can. But the counting stats from Kate is very, very solid. He just has some efficiency issues and high turnover numbers. Let's look at the next game. The New York Knicks lost to the Boston Celtics. The Knicks, a lot of guys were in the protocol, and guess who is back? Dito's, I don't know if he's out or Emmanuel quickly. They either got hurt or in the safety protocol. But again, guys could, they could go into protocol without getting the COVID. They broke the protocol. Maybe they had a dinner or something like that. So in those cases, they will be cleared pretty fast. But if they actually got COVID, it will be a long process, maybe 10 days, or so. So I would monitor what happens with Kemba. He played 37 minutes, obviously played well. 5 threes, no defensive stats, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 29 points. Just wait to see what happens. Evan Fournier also popped off. That means just giving guys this level of opportunity and minutes, a lot of players can put up numbers. So in fantasy, a lot of the times it's about the opportunity, how many minutes this guy is going to get and what the role for him on this team is. If he's just going to sit around in the corner for 30 minutes, they're not going to put up great fantasy numbers. But if you involve them in the offense, like Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker got involved in this game, really good. Both guys could be picked up next game. I just want to see what, who's going to play right next game. Alec Burks, a must roster. I think we all know that. 3 threes, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and still pretty good. Julius Randle, not the best game from the field, shooting the ball, but not a triple double, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and a block is decent. Leonard's about 2 steals and 3 blocks. Yep, that's good enough. And Mitchell Robinson, no blocks, but 2 steals and 8 rebounds. I think he could still be a hold if you need I wouldn't just drop him because the blocks, like somebody's gonna scoop him out. So I would just let's say I want assist, right? I go to a team, maybe I try to get a Spencer Dinwiddie in a 12-team league, right? If I need something, Mitchell Robinson at this point is mainly just 2 categories specialist, rebound and blocks. But I could see situations where he start getting more minutes over Nerlens Noel, right? That could totally happen. For the Celtics, Jaylen Brown, nice to see him. Try to sell him high. This game was alright. 23 points on bad efficiency, 5 threes, 2 for 4 from the free throw line, with 5 assists, 2 steals, and 4 blocks. I really would try to sell Jaylen Brown high for any top 30 or 40 value, if I can, because hamstring issues for a guy like Jaylen, the way he plays, is not the most ideal. Jason Tatum also, Cunningham looked alright, but efficiency is pretty bad. Robert Williams, good to see him. The minutes is 20. He had 5 fouls, but played 29 minutes. Just a 1 block and 8 rebounds. He's a buy low, I would say. Throw him any top 60. And again, it depends on your team build, right? He does have very, very high upside. You can maybe try to trade a guy in the top 60, like Jordan Poole, right? If you can trade Jordan Poole for Robert Williams right now, I don't think that would be too bad. Aaron Nesmith, they got a lot of. Al Horford was out this game. Grant Williams was out. The backup. So Aaron came in and played 26 minutes. They could be back next game. So just one game. Marcus Smart took just 3 shots. And 5 assists. If Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both, I just don't think Celtics moved the ball around that much. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Marcus Smart seems to put a lot better numbers when Jaylen Brown is not playing. Dennis Schroeder was also out, so Josh Richardson popped off 27 points, his best game of the season. You gotta take those opportunities when, in situations like this. Dennis Schroeder, a bunch of guys were out. Josh Richardson is gonna get some playing time. Freedom also came in, played 21 minutes. Probably not really fantasy relevant at this point. And Peyton Pritchard also had a decent game, had 16 points for 3 in 28 minutes. But I think given that everybody's out, there are better options out there on the waiver wire. And this game, Orlando Magic beat the Brooklyn Nets. Their next 2 games. So before you stream anybody on the Nets, they're gonna be out the next 2 games. The game on Sunday, it got canceled. The game on Tuesday got canceled. So yeah, don't pick up anybody as of right now. For the Magic, also Mo Bamba was out. Mike, what's his name? Wendell Carter Jr. had a pretty scary injury. It turned out his season is not over. It's fine. He has a leg injury. He might be out for a week or 2. So Garrett Harris, because all the guys are out, we could stream him. We could stream Okiki. 2 steals and 2 blocks is really good here, and 3 threes. We could stream Lopez, depend on Mo Bamba's. Stream Lopez mainly just for the rebound and field goal. But he took 22 shots versus the Nets. Crazy. And Franz Wagner started at the point guard. It's just weird. 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Franz Wagner, maybe try to sell him high. I mean, this game also, Cole Anthony was out. A lot of guys were out on the Magic. And Franz Wagner played just 28 minutes for whatever reason. He's been pretty solid so far. I think probably want to sell him because all the guys come back. He's just going to go back to that pretty average player, fantasy player, that top 100, 120 in that range. For the Brooklyn Nets, because there's really not much to talk about because the next 2 games will be canceled. And by then, I don't know if KD actually got COVID or he just broke some protocols. Kyrie going to be back. Harden's going to be back. There are a lot of exciting players on this team. Like David Duke, whenever he plays, he put up numbers. Right, 14 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block, 18 points. But, after 2 games, who knows? Harden might be close. KD might come back. And the news broke over the weekend, Friday, that Kyrie's going to play away games. It's a mess of a situation. So if you got Kyrie, I don't know how they do it in ESPN, Yahoo, but in ESPN, if Kyrie is gonna be out, you could actually, it's not too bad. So you want to pick him up and just stream Kyrie's spot whenever he misses games, because he's gonna get an out tag. You could put him in the IRR, stream somebody. So even I think he's probably already picked up in majority of the leagues. He could be really useful. You just don't leave out a guy. Like he could have only played 2 games and have better production from a guy that's with 3 games or even 4 games for a guy that you want to stream. So he needs to be, he's a must roster. Kessler Edwards, 9 points, 3 blocks, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Okay, Blake Griffin, Ken Thomas. All those guys are putting up pretty good numbers. Patty Mills, 23 points and took 14 threes. Even Shaquille Harrison came in. He's a great steals guy. But not much to talk about because, all the guys going to be out the next 2 games. And David Duke is the guy that we like the most. It seems like whenever he gets the minutes, he put up huge numbers. The next game, again, well, Warriors didn't get hit with COVID this game. It's just rest across the board. Jordan Poole was in the protocol. But Curry, Green, they were just resting. So who played well on the Warriors team? Tascone Anderson, 10 rebound and a block. Not bad. But, don't stream any of those guys. But we see what Jonathan Kuminga can do this game. 26 points, 2 steals. 4 for 6 from the free throw is not ideal, but great efficiency and 4 threes. If Curry and Draymond Green is out again, we could maybe look to potentially stream Kuminga for just 1 game. He could pop off. Kevon Looney with everybody else, 22 minutes, don't really care. Gary Payton is a steal specialist. Yeah, like all the Warriors guys, I think probably only Kuminga is we could look to stream here. Everybody else is really... Well, Moses Moody also came in, played well. Is that his first game of the year? He also played pretty well. 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 11 points, and 2 threes. But yeah, then these guys, none of them is really fantasy relevant unless some injury or some trade happens. For the Toronto Raptors, he got the easy win. The big news is that OG came back. First game back, a little bit rusty for personal fouls. Welcome back, OG. Scotty Bombs, 21 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. Efficiency was also great. Free throw, not so much. But he was blocking 2 shots over the last 2-3 weeks. Obviously, that wasn't going to continue. But again, he brings so many different categories. This game, points really good, rebound and assist. So I like him a lot. Could be a top 50 player in the years to come if he's getting the minutes. OG, not the best game, but he needs to take his time back slowly. Chris Boucher is a must roster. In the meantime, 8 rebound and a block, 11 points. Could have played better, but a must roster at the moment, getting close to 20-25 minutes. Gary Trent Jr. in just 28 minutes because it was a blowout. He had 4 steals. So I think it's pretty safe to say for Gary Trent Jr. this season, the steals are here to stay, along with Frank VanVleet. These 2 guards, they are in the passing lane, deflecting passes. Gary Trent Jr. was not a good steals guy. On this Raptors team, just getting a bunch, Is he leading the league on a per game basis? He is not probably, because guys like Jimmy Butler didn't really play. Yeah, wow. He played more games than Jimmy Butler, and he's averaging more steals. He's averaging 2.2 on the season. So that's kind of crazy that he's able to do that. Absolutely crazy, insane. He went from a 0.8 steals guy to 2.0. That's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Utah Watanabe. There was a clip of him blocking Gary Payton Jr. The guy, whenever he hustles a lot, so if you need defensive stats and rebound, and if Raptors got a lot of guys out, you could stream him. But that's about it. Let's look at the next game. The LA Clippers. I mean, every single team is dealing with some sort of things. So there's just streaming values all around for so many teams. The Clippers, Luke Kennard, Paul George continues to be out, and the elbow issue is been out for a week now. Don't know what's going on. He's got to be close. Luke Kennard, in the meantime, putting up huge numbers: 7 threes, 27 points, and 7 rebounds. And Reggie Jackson, 16 and 10, but most importantly, 4 steals. Is that a career high? That might just be a career high. And he's a guy that just doesn't get any steals. I wouldn't say doesn't get any, but 0.6, 0.7. And like when he was on the Pistons, he just doesn't get steals with that long wingspan of his. Zubac, 6 rebounds for, not the best game from Zubac, but again, if you need a field goal and if you need efficiency, because he's a big man that hit free throws well, didn't hit it this game, but usually he shoots around 80%, so he doesn't hit a free throw. He grabs a lot of rebounds. He can block shots, so those are pretty good. Terrence Mann played 40 minutes, 18 rebounds, 7 assists, and Nicholas Batum came off the bench. I mean, a lot of Clippers guys we could stream, but the rotation is Marcus Morris Sr. was also out this game. But the rotation is they got so many wing guys like you have Luke Kennard, you have Terrence Mann. I mean, even Justice Winslow came in. You have Nicholas Batum, right? So all those, you have Marcus Morris Sr., Paul George, obviously. So who's getting 30 minutes consistently every night? Just not sure. Eric Bledsoe is a drop though. Played just 21 minutes. He was a good sell high in the beginning of the season, maybe. Now looking at it now, but we just don't know. We thought maybe he would get 30 minutes every night, but he just hasn't been playing well. I think it's fair to him that he's getting benched. He's coming off the bench. For the Oklahoma City, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander hit the buzzer 3 to beat, a couple days ago, when they played the Pelicans, he actually hit a crazy 3, but Devontae Graham hit even a crazy one to end the game. But again, Shea has slowly picked up. This game played all right, 18 points, a steal, and 6 assists. And Josh Giddey, wow, is that right? He had 18 rebounds. That is crazy. 18 rebounds as a guard. 10 assists is also super good. That's why he's the must roster guy. The efficiency is always going to be pretty rough. I think 4 for 14. Didn't really hit free throws, but that's fine. You don't really want him go to free throw line all that much and 4 turnovers. Jimmy Robinson-Earl, let's not worry about him. And Aaron Gordon continues to start this game. Just the 18 minutes. Okay. And Lu Dort, huge game. Lu Dort needs to be rostered. 29 points, 2 steals, 5 rebounds, and an assist. Pretty good game from Lu Dort as well. Now that Darius Bazley, he just comes off the bench now. 24 minutes, had 2 blocks. We could stream him for some defensive stats and rebound. That's about it. Maybe they finally realize that, hey, the guy is, doesn't deserve getting 30 minutes and 13 shots a game. Let's go to the next game. Is the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Milwaukee Bucks, and the news just came out that all the Cleveland Cavaliers guys got COVID. So don't pick up any Cavalier guys because they're gonna be out for multiple weeks. Not multiple weeks. They're gonna be out for a while. Laurie Markkanen, 3 for 14, pretty horrible game. Maybe some of those guys played with COVID. They just hasn't turned positive yet. Maybe that's why they didn't play so well. Jarrett Allen, 6 for 9, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Still all right. But Allen was, he's been crazy the last month. Top 3, top 4 player. He'll bounce back from this. I don't know if he got COVID. Um, but yeah, a lot of guys tested positive. Darius Garland, pretty easy work, 22 points, 6 assists. He's gonna be out for a while. You obviously you don't drop him. But when we talk about other Cavalier guys, Joe Allen, you don't drop him either. But you have got Lauren Markkanen, you got, and like your IR is already full, right? You got Kevin Love, you got Ricky. I mean, even Ricky Rubio, he had a huge game here. 10 assists, 3 steals. I mean, his best game in a while. But you got to think about, they might be out for a week and a half, to be honest. And if you could drop him, can get you that week. And look, just a lot of opportunities out there at the moment because so many teams are out. So many players are out. Let's look at the Bucks. Giannis did not play. Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday. It was a back-to-back. Chris Middleton had an injury, so he missed both games over the weekend. So who got the minutes? Sandro. This guy Sandro got the 42 minutes. If you that's why you want to maybe save your waiver wire pickups and just hope you grab those guys for 2 games and they put up games like this, right? Jordan Navarro, 28 points, 11 rebounds, just huge games across the board. DeMarcus Cousins even came in and played 27 minutes. It reminded us how big of a beast he is in fantasy. 5 steals and a block, 12 rebounds. Crazy good. But one guy's come back. He's just gonna. Javonte Smart. I don't know who this guy is. He was a minus 37 in 44 minutes. Still in a block, did a bit everything, but went 2 for 14 from the field, with 4 points. Maybe you don't really know too much about this guy from this game. If you don't care about the field goal, I guess it's fine to stream him. The rest of the guys, Pat Connington. With all the guys out, he played just the 20 minutes. You could still hold him because he's just been so good lately. If you need efficiency, points, and threes, I don't see why not. He gets some defensive stats as well. And now let's look at the last game of the night. It's the Washington Wizards beat the Utah Jazz. Pretty good win for the Washington side. And, so they played the Brooklyn Nets on Tuesday. That game already got canceled. So don't stream any Washington Wizards guys until because but they should be fine playing the next game. So I don't know. In the coming days, who knows? There might be a lot of COVID outbreak for a lot of teams. Don't know what's gonna happen. We got the Christmas game so now fantasy is really just the next couple weeks. It's just really who get lucky. You can have the best team, but you have a couple guys out. It's at the end of the day you need luck to win games every week, especially if you're playing head-to-head category leagues. The variance is pretty high. KCP 35 minutes. You could stream him or roster him if you want threes and some steals, and a little bit of points. Kyle Kuzma, 2 steals and a block. I mean that's great. If anytime he gets the defensive stats, but play just the 24 minutes, wasn't in some foul trouble. And the coach decided to go with Danny Advia. Danny Advia has been playing well. The minutes, and Ron Neto also got 30 minutes apiece for both of those guys. So that's interesting. Spencer Dinwiddie has been horrible, and look at this game. Bradley Beal, 37 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. I mean, I don't know if it's because he just plays better with those 2 other guys, but we'll see what happened. Beal has been heating up a little bit lately. Still not where he needs to be, top 15, 20. But after a couple performances like this, he will climb back up pretty quickly. Really good game, great efficiency everywhere, 7 assists and a block. Spencer Dinwiddie is maybe a drop, but 25 minutes, the peripheral looked all right. 4 assists and 2 steals, even 7 rebounds. We could stream him for some assists. I think that's it. That's the only thing he's providing at the moment. Danny Advia, I don't think we want to pick him up or anything crazy like that because he could just not play the next game, right? Same thing with Ron Neto. For the Jazz, Bogdanovic, 18 points, such a Bogdanovic game. Royce O'Neal, you could stream him for, if you're pounding points, he give you a little bit of everything. So that's great. Rudy Gobert, huge game, 6 blocks versus the Wizards team, 19 rebounds, no problem. Joe Ingles, Mike Conley was out, sitting out for a back-to-back. Coming, he's a guy we could always stream when Mike Conley is out. didn't have the best game. While Donovan Mitchell went off, 32 points, a steal, 5 assists. Donovan Mitchell has been a surprise this year. Top 15 player in that range. I think top 15, 20. The main thing is he really improved his steal rate from 1 to 1.7. He was a 1.5 steals guy in his rookie year. The past 2 seasons, like I said, the steals, who knows, just where things change, you can't really predict it, to be honest with you. The steals are pretty hard to predict. You see guys from season to season, right? The steal rate could fluctuate 30-40% very easily. A guy could go from 2 steals to 1.5 super easily, or 1.5 to 2, like Chris Paul. Well, over the years, Chris Paul has always been good, but like, I think in OKC he's only averaging like 1.5, and then he went to the Suns, he started getting a bunch of steals. Like Marcus Smart, like I'm just thinking some of the top leader guys, but every year the steals gonna be, they're gonna fluctuate. Let's say expected from like maybe 1.5 to 10, 1.5 to 2 steals, but that could be like a 30% fluctuation. Yeah. So Whiteside played just the 10 minutes. We could stream him for rebounds and blocks in some certain circumstances. This game only played 10 minutes. That's pretty low. Jordan Clarkson, 29 minutes. Had an alright game, 12 points. Took 10 threes, hit just one of them. Not a must roster, only a stream guy. And that's it, guys. That's all the games. I'll see you tomorrow.